talk to anyone I know at all and tell everybody never to.
Cute in front of the screen, monster behind the scenes. Some of Hollywood's biggest stars were real-life nightmares. Today, with our list of 10 Hollywood stars who were really rude people, we reveal the dark side of the actors who made workers cry on sets, cursed at fans, and manipulated the media. Get ready, because their behavior will shock you. 1. Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase was once one of the most recognizable faces in comedy. From Saturday Night Live to National Lampoon's Vacation, he had the world laughing. But behind the scenes, laughter often turned to frustration. His co-stars describe a man who didn't know where to draw the line between a joke and an insult. On the set of SNL, his feud with Bill Murray became the stuff of legend, exploding into a physical altercation. Years later, while starring in Community, his behavior again drew criticism. Cast members reported that he frequently made racist and inappropriate jokes, and showrunner Dan Harmon even played voicemails from Chase that were filled with angry rants. What's most ironic is that Chase's incredible comedic timing didn't save him from his own reputation. His difficult personality has overshadowed his legacy, making him one of the most notoriously hard-to-work-with stars in Hollywood history. 2. James Woods. James Woods is undeniably talented, but talent doesn't always come wrapped in charm. Throughout his career, he's been known for intense roles and an even more intense personality. Co-stars and collaborators have described him as egotistical and volatile, with some, like Sharon Stone, reportedly swearing off working with him ever again. Elijah Wood even tweeted that Woods tried to pick up a teenage friend at a party, a claim that added more fuel to the fire. Beyond the set, his unapologetically political and often controversial rants on social media have alienated much of Hollywood. While he argues that he's simply outspoken, many see him as confrontational and difficult. For all his intelligence and skill, Woods' abrasive nature has ensured he's better known today for headlines than for headlines. 3. Katherine Heigl. At one point, Katherine Heigl seemed destined for superstardom. With hits like Knocked Up and 27 Dresses and a key role in Grey's Anatomy, she was on top. But her rise was quickly followed by a sharp fall, and it all began with her words. She publicly criticized Knocked Up as sexist and withdrew herself from Emmy consideration for Grey's Anatomy, citing poor writing. To many in the industry, these moves came off as ungrateful. Behind the scenes, rumors swirled of diva behavior and unreasonable demands. Directors and writers found her difficult to work with, and offers slowed. It wasn't just her talent that people remembered, it was the attitude. Heigl has since tried to rehabilitate her image, even speaking about the toll it took on her mental health. But in Hollywood, reputations are hard to shake, especially the kind built not by tabloids, but by co-workers who simply didn't want to work with her again. 4. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen's life has played out like a Hollywood script, one full of chaos, scandal, and self-destruction. While he starred in hits like 2.5 Men, his off-screen antics often stole the spotlight. He became known for drug binges, legal troubles, and violent outbursts. His winning rants and tiger blood interviews were viral sensations, but not in a good way. On set, he was known to be erratic and unreliable. Production on 2.5 Men often stalled due to his behavior, and creator Chuck Lorre eventually fired him. Co-stars described him as unstable and combative, and Sheen's personal life, riddled with lawsuits, domestic abuse allegations, and bizarre claims, only added to the concern. Though he later revealed his HIV diagnosis and attempted to change his life, the damage to his reputation was already done. Sheen became a cautionary tale in Hollywood, a star undone by his own demons. 5. Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf was once the golden boy of young Hollywood. With breakout roles in Even Stevens and the Transformers franchise, his star was quickly rising. But behind the talent was turmoil. He clashed with directors, walked out of productions, and made headlines for bizarre performances and public meltdowns. His "I am not famous anymore" phase and plagiarized short films raised eyebrows, while legal issues, including assault charges and public intoxication, drew even more scrutiny. Perhaps most damaging were the allegations of abuse from former partners, including musician FKA Twigs, who sued him in a high-profile case. Though LaBeouf has acknowledged past mistakes and entered treatment, his career has never fully recovered. For many, the brilliance he showed in films like Honey Boy and Fury is forever overshadowed by the chaos he brought off-screen. He remains a deeply complex figure, talented, yes, but burdened by the shadows of his own making. 6. Mel Gibson. There was a time when Mel Gibson was one of Hollywood's most bankable stars, handsome, talented, and equally skilled in front of and behind the camera. But his public image took a nosedive when disturbing tapes were leaked, revealing racist, sexist, and violent rants. In one, he screamed at his ex-girlfriend, making horrifying threats. In others, he used racial slurs that shocked even his most loyal fans. These weren't isolated incidents either. Gibson had already faced a DUI arrest during which he launched into an anti-Semitic tirade against police officers. Later, he was also arrested for domestic violence. While he's since attempted a quiet comeback, even receiving Oscar recognition for directing Hacksaw Ridge, the industry and many viewers still carry a bitter taste. His legacy is a strange contradiction, undeniable cinematic talent, forever tainted by moments of explosive hate and aggression. For many, Mel Gibson didn't just fall from grace, he dove headfirst. 7. Christian Bale. Christian Bale is known for his raw commitment to roles. He'll starve himself, bulk up, or morph into any character with terrifying precision. But that intensity sometimes spills off camera. On the set of Terminator, Salvation, Bale exploded in a now infamous tirade, hurling insults at a crew member who walked into his line of vision during a take. The rant lasted minutes, filled with profanity and fury, and quickly went viral. While Bale later issued a sincere public apology and took responsibility for the meltdown, the moment became permanently etched into pop culture. Some saw it as the dark side of method acting, others as sheer egotism. It didn't stop his career, he won an Oscar after that, but it did crack his carefully curated image. Bale remains one of the most respected actors of his generation, yet that volcanic outburst lingers as a reminder. Even brilliance can burn too hot. 8. Ellen DeGeneres. For years, Ellen DeGeneres was beloved as the face of kindness in daytime television. Her show was light-hearted, full of laughs and dancing, until the curtain fell. In 2020, multiple employees and former staffers came forward with disturbing allegations about the Ellen DeGeneres show, calling it a toxic workplace. Behind the scenes, they claimed Ellen was cold, dismissive, and even cruel. Some reported being fired after taking medical leave or facing microaggressions. Ellen's "Be Kind" motto suddenly rang hollow, and she was accused of fostering an environment of fear. Though she addressed the claims publicly and made changes to her staff, the damage was done. The show ended after 19 seasons, not with celebration, but with an apology. For someone once hailed as a cultural icon and trailblazer, Ellen's downfall felt both shocking and inevitable. Her story became a modern Hollywood paradox, how someone preaching kindness could be, allegedly, so unkind behind the camera. 9. Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe is the embodiment of intensity, both in the characters he plays and the life he leads. Whether it was throwing a hotel phone at an employee or brawling with strangers, Crowe's temper has often stolen headlines from his acting. The most infamous incident saw him arrested in New York after he hurled a phone at a concierge, angry that he couldn't make a call. But it didn't end there. He's had verbal spats with co-stars and directors, and more than once his off-screen behavior overshadowed his performances. Despite winning an Oscar for Gladiator and being hailed for his dramatic range, Crowe's volatility made studios wary. He once even joked about his anger issues, but behind the humor was a long list of public outbursts. Crowe remains a powerful figure in film, but one forever followed by the sound of a phone crashing against a wall. 10. Sean Penn. Sean Penn is a brilliant actor with a haunted legacy. Over the years, he's delivered unforgettable performances in Mystic River, Milk, and Dead Man Walking, but outside the frame, he's known just as much for his violent temper. Penn has repeatedly clashed with photographers, punching them, smashing cameras, and facing arrests. But perhaps the darkest allegations come from his personal life. Madonna, whom he was married to in the 80s, once accused him of assault, though she later retracted the claims. More disturbing still is a report that he tied up and threatened a journalist at gunpoint, an allegation Penn strongly denies. Still, the stories surrounding him paint a portrait of a man wrestling with deep anger. Though he's taken humanitarian stances and remains active politically, his aggressive past has left scars on his reputation. For every award he's won, there's a story of fury chasing close behind. Fame can really corrupt the character of some people. Do you think the behavior of these stars is excusable, or is artist sensitivity just an excuse? Write in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like for more of such stunning content. In the next video, we will discover what kind of monsters lie behind the angelic faces of other celebrities. Remember, not everything that appears in Hollywood is real.